of our bridle and been here at anchor for just 2 weeks maybe. Unbelievable. Such a harsh environment for yachts in every which way. It's the 16th of November and we eventually have seen the sun. After how many weeks we have absolutely no idea, but we've had torrential rain, overcast weather, still been warm or hot times, and we've had a number of issues trying to get out of Raleigh Bay. First our starter motor on the starboard engine decided to pack up, so we had to get that replaced, which was yesterday. And then today we had to stop to clean the propellers because they were so encrusted with sea life along with the bridle when we lifted it. And we'd just got all that done when we decided to weigh anchor to head north. We are going to attempt to get into the Phang National Park again. It's all supposed to be open. And we got hooked on a massive anchor. Old anchor that was just lying at the bottom, and our chain had got wrapped around it, so that meant dinghy in the water and cut away the road that was attached to the anchor, and eventually we have set sail heading back north after a number of weeks down in Raleigh Bay. As you can see, it's a lovely sunny day. So this is our second trip up into the Phang National Park, and this time we know the park is definitely open. It's been open from the 1st of November. We're going to go right to the top of it today. We haven't been able to sail because we have a northerly wind right on the nose, as Murphy's Law would have it, and there are a few storms in the distance on the mainland, but they seem to be dissipating. So yeah, we're hoping to see this national park for the first time today, properly. So we've made it up to the national park. This is our second trip up here. The last time we came up, we only got as far as Phang Island, which is this one in front of us, and we were told to leave. So today we are continuing up through the park. We're going to go to the northern side of it and then work our way back down over the next week or so. So this is the Hong Island group, and we understand island ahead, which is Hong Island or Koh Hong, that there are one of the Hongs or secret gardens around here somewhere. We've just got to dinghy along that low tide and hopefully find it. And it is low tide now, but not that easy to see, so we'll hopefully find them at some point. We're just doing a drive-by for today until we find our anchorage for tonight, which is further north. But it is as lovely as it has looked from a distance for 4.5 months. We've stared at this, longing to get up here to see it. We're assuming it's the ranger station on the starboard side here. This is the channel that opens up as we come through the gap. vaccinated. They have one night to spend in quarantine while they get tested, and free to roam wherever they like. Seeing storms in the distance, hopefully they stay that way. This was our chosen anchorage for the night, right at the top end of the park. But while it looked lovely and calm when we arrived, it did get rather lumpy in the night. But we had this beautiful sunset to enjoy. And we're off. Another dinghy excursion. This time to Phang, which is commonly known as James Bond Island. Our anchorage for the night. It wasn't too bad. We didn't have any wind. We did have drizzly rain, but it was a bit rocky, which we really weren't expecting. But anyway, we both got a good night's sleep, and we're off. It wasn't until we got out from our protection of the anchorage that we realized just how lumpy it is out here. Definitely a rather large swell running in the east, but we are going to continue on. So here we are, James Bond Island, and we understand from past life this place was a hive of activity, but we are the only ones here, which is actually really nice, for us anyway. As we came around this corner, we had absolutely no idea what to expect. This is the attraction, apparently. It's lovely. And as with all our adventures around Southeast Asia, James Bond Island was another pleasant surprise. Once we'd beached the dinghy on a bed of broken shells, we took our time meandering around the island, discovering amongst other things that the infrastructure had recently been refurbished, and what a great job they'd done. Having the island all to ourselves was definitely an added bonus, although it was sad to see that there were absolutely no other tourists around. Besides some excitement around the snake we stumbled across, we eventually found the 2 park rangers who took our admission fee, but it was the natural beauty and rock formations that captured us, including the centerpiece, Khao Ping Kan, formed from a crack and rock slide, coming to rest in its leaning position. The myriad of caves were just as fascinating though. So as I mentioned previously, Koh Pang Kan is also known as James Bond Island. This is after the movie The Man with the Golden Gun, which was filmed here in 1974, starring Roger Moore and Brett Eklund. Look at this. So we had no idea what to expect when we came to James Bond Island, but this is really lovely, and definitely way more than we expected. As with most things on our adventure, it's always more than we expected, which is lovely. Just coming down here though, we had a live snake in our path. We had to carefully maneuver around it without bothering it. Last thing we need is a snake bite out here. But hey ho, here we are. This is our second excursion for the day. This is Koh Hong, and we're going to make our way inside, at least try to, the tide is falling, into the secret garden, into the Hong here. So wish us luck. That's where we're going in. Ooh. So this is the entrance to the Hong, and we're going to squeeze through. It's low tide, so we should be okay. There's a rock in the water that we have to avoid, but other than that, we should be good. So this is the inside. We've made it in, and you can definitely understand why these are called secret gardens. As always, they're really, really pretty. Okay. Nice gentle row through the garden. What more can you ask for? And that's the entrance we came through at low tide. So this is the next chamber, and it's absolutely massive. I had no idea they could be so large. It's all the way around. All these rock formations are just stunning. Another exit. I think we're probably going to go out that one, at least go and see what it's all about. Here's the exit. We're coming out. And it was a really lovely experience. Joy paddling away. After enjoying the secret garden, we weighed anchor and headed to the west side of Koh Phangan, where we spent the night. And although we had seen other tourists exploring the bat caves, we decided to give that a miss. Today is the 18th of November, and after spending a few days in the Ao Phang National Park, we decided to venture a little further afield and head towards Krabi province, which is a new area for us. This is some of the scenery on the way. We had hoped to sail across here, but unfortunately there's not a breath of wind, which seems to be the norm around here. It's either blowing a gale or there's absolutely nothing. And when it's blowing a gale, it's normally pouring with rain. So anyway, we're motoring over. We've got the current with us, so it's not too bad and not burning too much diesel. But looking forward to seeing what's on this side of the bay. So this is Ao Nang. It's part of Krabi province. And as I pan around, you should see some of the large resorts on the beach. Just zoom in. And the town itself is just in the distance here. We've got about a half an hour to go before we reach our anchorage for the night. And that anchorage is the famous Raleigh Beach, which is over there. And that's where we're hoping to spend the night. If not, we will head to one of the outer islands and stay there before returning to Phuket province. And here we are approaching Raleigh Bay. Seems to be a bit of a swell running. We weren't expecting, but I guess we're here. We're going to have to suck it up for the night. Hopefully it settles down. There are one or two other yachts in the anchorage, so we should be fine. So this is Raleigh Bay, much closer up to Raleigh Beach. As we got closer into the anchorage, we could see just how stunning the landscape was, the beautiful white beaches. What we didn't realize, though, is that these were for the exclusive use of the resort guests. So we spent some time on the public beach, which was just as nice. So after dinghying ashore, we actually enjoyed a nice long walk along this beach, and then we explored the little town. And we were quite surprised to see how many eateries there were. And we actually enjoyed a takeaway dinner. And as you can see, it was very overcast and rainy, but it was still enjoyable. However, after a very rolly and uncomfortable night at anchor, we were up at sunrise to head back to Phuket province. This was to be our last explorations of Thailand. In January, we were setting sail across the Indian Ocean and preparations had to commence.